Hi, we're going to do a flex band class today, and we're going to cover all the movements of the spine: lateral flexions, rotations and extensions. And I've left two reformer machines in place just only so that I can use them as a fixing point. You might have a table leg, a door handle, something, the table, just something really firm. I can't visualize what's in your houses, but there will be a point at which you could put your mat safely beside it, tie the band around, and we create this lovely resistance effect, very similar to working on a reformer machine. So that's the idea. So I'm going to begin just standing. We're going to do some lateral flexion, warming up our shoulders. The feet are hip socket width apart. You're standing beautifully tall. The shoulder blades are softly down your back. That soft V position. And just breathe into the back and the base of your lungs. And on the next exhale, you're going to bring your arms all the way up, holding the band with first finger and thumb. Just gently, you're going to pull out, and then you're going to pull back. And feel that lovely stretch through the front of your chest, all the way down. And then you're going to pull back a little, pull the band out a little, and slowly lifting up. I'm going to lift my eyes to encourage a little extension through the upper middle back, and let your arms come back down by your sides. And again, bringing the arms up, keep breathing, pull a little out to the side, all the way back. Feel that lovely stretch through the front of your chest. Then I'm going to pause with my arms in almost the original anatomy poster mat position. And I'm going to roll from my upper arm bone inwardly until the back of the hand comes to my thighs. And then from my upper arm bone, feel your shoulder blades moving here. Take the arms back out, pull out, all the way back up, and all the way back down. We'll do one more of these. So slowly bringing it up, out to the side. Really feel that lovely, lovely stretch all the way down. And then roll the palms in from that upper arm bone, rolling in. And then slowly from the upper arm bone, we roll back out. Take the arms back a little, pull them out a little, lift up, lift your eyes, and all the way back down. A little lateral flexion now. So you're going to bring your arms up. We've done quite a lot of lateral flexion recently. We're working from the rib cage parting, bringing it all the way down with that underside arm, fingertips reaching up, fingertips reaching down. You can take a little hip sway here, really stretching into that working side. Bring the legs back so that they're directly over your feet again. You have an evenness left to right. The underside arm comes up. Feel that lovely stretch. And use your waist to bring it all the way back up. And we do exactly the same on the other side. So work from your rib cage all the way down. Pause. Make sure the weight is still towards big toe, second toe. And you're going to slowly from there take a little hip sway to that stretching side. And the weight comes evenly over both legs again. The underside arm comes up, feel that lovely stretch, and use your waist to bring it all the way back up. For the last time, pull out, back, feel your chest open, all the way down, down, down. And we'll just take it back, out. Lift your eyes, your heart, all the way back down and back down by your sides. So we're going to do a little bit of roll up now. So we're just going to work our back, mobilizing the spine. So however works best for you, coming all the way down, we're going to use the band. So feel that you have a pretty much even amount of band on both sides. And you're going to slowly from here sit right on top of both seat bones. Band is fairly tight. And I'm keeping my knees bent and pushing my big toes a little away from me. And then I'm going to draw the hip bones lightly backwards, visualizing the wheel that is your pelvis, rotating backwards. Feel the bones coming down to the mat sequentially, one at a time, and the eyes look straight up to the ceiling. Wide full inhale. As you exhale, Your head, neck and chest comes all the way up. The hip bones slowly pull back. Allow the band to help you to come all the way back up. Sit super tall. And again, the hip bones draw backwards. Think about the wheel that is your pelvis. I've got quite a tight grip on the band, but also I'm allowing the band to pull my arms forward. So I've got lovely length into my arms. A little inhale as you lift your head, neck and chest. And an exhale as we peel the spine all the way back up again. So we can make it more challenging by allowing our arms just to reach out a little bit more and the legs straighten out in front of us. And again, draw the hip bones lightly backwards. Push your feet into the band. Head comes all the way down, collarbones are open. And inhale as you pick your head, neck and chest up. I'm allowing the band to pull me forward. So this is a bare minimum effort. And again, draw the hip bones lightly backwards. All the way down, really enjoying this lovely articulation of the spine. Exhale as we bring it all the way back up. To make it less easy, you can take a little bit of tension out of your band. And again, let it come all the way down. Open the collarbones. And again, as you inhale to lift your head, then exhale, head, neck and chest, all the way back up, back up, back up. And pause. And from there, we can hold to the very ends of the band, just to take a nice stretch, bringing ourselves all the way down. I'm going to take a fist grip onto the band, and I'm just going to bring my arms all the way up and over. And with my arms back behind me, big inhale as I almost allow the shoulder blades to lift up towards the ears. And then an exhale, let the band draw the shoulder blades down towards your waist. Inhale, lift the shoulder blades a little up. And exhale, really feel that lovely length. Now slowly from there, bringing your arms up, little bit of length at the back of the neck, and exhale all the way back up, back up, back up, and bringing it down. Now this is the point at which you need to make sure that there is a little, almost loop in your band. So I've just tied one end, but I can fit my hand in there, I can fit my foot in there. And you want to tie your band to something behind you that is nice and firm. So something that is really going to not move and allow you to take a pull against it. So here's one I made earlier. And I want you just to think about a good strong fixing one end and a nice loop on the other end. So whenever you're ready, you're going to come down to the floor and you're going to pop your foot into the band. So I want you just to hold like so. And you're going to think about your pelvis, and you're going to think about how stable your pelvis is. And you're going to reach your other leg long and lengthened away from you. And you're just going to lower this leg down. And you're going to allow it to come back up. And I really want you to feel control here. Lower down and lift back up. So feel how the band is supporting you. Lower down, lift back up. Lower and lift. Now we can hold it here. You're going to take the band and you're just going to pull a little down to have a little hamstring stretch here. Now I'm still trying to keep as neutral a pelvis as possible, pushing my seat bone away from me, and just hold and breathe, drawing my toes a little down towards my face, perhaps a little bend into the knee, and reaching it all the way back up. Now slowly from there I'm going to release that tension. Now if you want it to be tighter, you can always obviously move further away from your fixing point. So from here it's nice because you don't have to hold the band. We're going to do a little leg circle, really stable pelvis. Maybe you'd like to have both hands onto your hips. You're going to come a little way across. You're going to circle down and around, control as you bring it back up. Across, circle down and around, all the way back up. Across, down and around, all the way back up. Just one more. Across, down and around, all the way back up. And we're going to do exactly the same going in the other direction. So it's quite gentle, obviously depending on the tension of your band, but it's also really enabling you to focus on the quality of the movement, because you're not having to hold the band. Around and back up and pause. Now we could just take a hold of the band for a moment again. You could gently draw the leg across. Taking a little hip stretch, you might even want to have your other arm to the side. Now be careful you're not flattening your back out at any stage. Back. And we could draw a little way across. Getting a little inner thigh stretch. Maybe even a little bend into that knee. Perhaps even a little bend into the other knee. And feel that lovely stretch. Keep pushing your seat bone away from you, especially on the stretching side. Reach them both the way, all the way back. Take a little bend, drag your other leg in. And we'll do exactly the same on the other leg. So from here, again, make sure you have that good fixing. The band is pretty much directly behind me. And the arms are by my side. You can always do this with a bent knee, but if it feels okay to you, you're going to reach your leg out nice and long and lengthened. And then slowly from there, we begin to straighten the leg up towards the ceiling without flattening the back out. And we're going to take a hold of the band and we're just going to have a little flex of the ankle. The toes are going to pull down towards us. Perhaps a little bend into the knee and reaching up towards the ceiling, trying not to flatten out my back. Little hamstring stretch. And slowly from there you're going to release. The arms are going to come back down by your sides. Now remember, you could hold here, you could T position, you could just have them onto the mat. It's entirely up to you. Inhale to prepare. As you exhale, bring that leg across the body, reach it away from you with control. Feel the support that that band is giving you. I'm still very active through my non-working leg. Round and up. So the pelvis is as stable as you can manage. Keep those collarbones beautifully open, shoulder blades nice and soft down your back. Pause. I'm going to go the other way. Round and up. Now obviously if you don't want to fix the band, you don't have to fix the band. Round and again bringing it around. And let's just do one more all the way around and pause. Slowly from there we're going to take a little stretch again. So I'm going to just pull the leg in a touch. My other arm will come out to the side and I'm going to pull a little across the body. Now my seat bone is pushing away from me. Really thinking about that length through the whole spine. Then we bring it back through center, switching hands. We'll just slowly start to take this leg out to the side. Perhaps a little bend in the knee to intensify the inner thigh stretch. Maybe a little bend in the other leg. Try and stay as stable as possible. You don't want to add these little bends, please don't. Feel that your shoulder blades are even. And then we straighten one, straighten the other, bringing it all the way back. And a little bend. And slowly from there, allow the band to come down. You can just hug in for a moment. Now you're going to take the band off its fixing point. And I've got one here. And you're now going to take the band and you're going to pop it around the widest part of your feet. So we're going to do a little modified teaser, sort of rolling like a ball style exercise, just to get the back moving a little here. So slowly from here, Bring your legs into little bent knee position. You're going to inhale as you lift your head, neck and chest up. And just hold and make sure that you've got a good firm grip onto your band. And then slowly from there, I'm going to start to lower my heels a little and move my thighs a little away from me. I start to lift my heart, lift my eyes, so the back becomes straight. And then slowly I'm going to draw my hip bones lightly backwards and bring it all the way back down again. And again, slowly from there, a little bit of length at the back of the neck. Lift your head, neck and chest. Push the feet away from you a little, the thigh bones away from you a little, and slowly all the way back up. So I'm sitting behind my seat bones. Now if all is going well for you, you're going to reach those legs up to straight. And we're going to draw the hip bones backwards, all the way down, and pause. I'm pushing the big toes away from me, little toes a little towards me. I'm going to let my arms straighten, little length at the back of the neck. Inhale to lift. Exhale as you slowly lower those legs just to a point that they can balance you as you lift your eyes and lift your heart. And we're going to do one more, all the way down, 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 down. And pause, enjoy this stretch. Little length at the back of the neck, pick the head, neck and chest up. The arms straighten as the legs reach out. And we're going to lift, 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 lift that heart. And slowly bend and bring it down. So just for a moment, I'm going to pop that band away. And we're coming back now to the band around the leg of the table, whatever it is you're fixing is going to be. And we're going to start to do a little bit of rotation now in a Z-sit position. So I want you just to sit as far away or as close as works for you, but your knees are in this position so that your shin is closest to the fixed point. Now you can make the band as tight or as loose as you wish, really just depending on how close you sit to your fixing point. Now I'm going to make it quite tight because I quite like the feeling of how the band encourages me to rotate, but just make adjustments and see how you get on. So I'm quite literally just going to take a little bit more of the band into my hand. So sitting super tall, holding the first finger and thumb again, the other arm is out to the side, pushing my opposite seat bone down. I'm going to pull the band all the way out and resist to bring it back. Now I want you to feel how as you pull the band out, your shoulder blade on this side comes a little towards your spine. And then as the arm comes across the body, the shoulder blade comes a little away from the spine. This time I'm going to pull across, pause. I'm going to start to lift my arm up. My eyes start to rotate around as my middle back rotates, and I open, open, open. Then slowly pull it against my back, lift it up, rotate, let your eyes really encourage, and bring it around. And again, pull it out, lift it up, rotate around, open, 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 against your back, lift, all the way around, 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 and back. So we pull out, we lift up, we rotate around, really feel those middle back rotators working for you. Really feel the chest opening. Now this time we're going to put it against our back. We're going to lift the arm up. We're going to do a little lateral flexion across to the side. Taking a little bend into the elbow and just reach straight up and down. Straight up and down. So my elbow is straight up towards the ceiling. My underside shoulder nice and relaxed. Reach and back. Two more and back. One more and all the way down. Slowly reach it up, pull it all the way back. Open, 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 open for the last time. Against your back, lift it up, lift your eyes and rotate all the way around. and pause. So we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So I'll do just a little bit facing the back of the room, but then I could just switch to the other machine. So I'll just tie that in preparation. So tie it nice and tightly so that I can give you two different views of what it will look like. But first, we'll sit facing the back. So from here, take a fair grip onto your band, arm comes out to the side, sink this seat bone, and slowly start to pull out to the side and resist to bring it back. Now remember, we said as we pull the arm across the body, the shoulder blade comes towards the spine. As we allow the arm to come across, the shoulder blade pulls away from the spine. This time we're going to pull it across, pause, lift the arm up, middle back rotation, allow your eyes to come to as we open. Taking it back, lifting it up, rotate all the way around. Now the tighter you have the band, the more challenging this is going to be. But it also gives you this lovely open sensation through the pecs. Against your back, lift all the way around and back. I'm just going to do a different view for you so that you can really get the idea. I like sitting with my back to you. And so from here again, we pull out, we lift up, we rotate around and open. Pull it against your back, lift all the way around and back. And again, out, up. Get your eyes to encourage, open. Pulling it against your back, lift up and around. And on this next one, we'll pull back, lift up, rotate around. It's almost like you're massaging that middle back. Pull it against your back, then we laterally flex across to the side and we bend at the elbow, trying to get the forearm straight up towards the ceiling and simply reach up and down. Reaching straight up and down. Straight up, underside shoulder is relaxed. Straight up and down. Straight up and down. 2 and down. 1 and down. We're going to reach all the way up for the last time, bringing it all the way up and around. Really feel that lovely stretch. Pull it against your back, lift it up all the way around, and slowly place the band down. So I'm just going to seamlessly come up onto my knees. I'm going to do a little bit of single arm. So you're all set. Doesn't matter where your band is, but I now want you just to bring a little bit more tension again into the band. And we're going to just do a little bit of tricep work here. So the band is again behind you, fixed to whatever it is that you have as you're fixing. I'm going to take quite a tension into my band. It's entirely up to you how much tension you choose to have. And I'm simply going to keep one hand onto my waist, push the pubic bone a little forwards, and I'm going to slowly, you could always do this sitting on a chair or a low stool if it's easier for you, if your knees bother you. And I'm simply going to reach up and resist as I bring it back. And again, reaching up, resist to bring it back. So the tighter you make that band, the more you're going to work that tricep again. And resist. So I'm trying to keep my elbow up towards the ceiling, this humerus bone staying really, really stable. Watch your wrist as well. Try and keep your wrist really stable as we reach and resist. We'll do 2 more and resist. It's all in that resistance as well. Don't just think it's about the pushing out. Really focus on the resistance. On the next one, reach it out and slowly allow it to come out to the side. Now you might not want quite so much tension for this one. as you take a good grip of your band again, and you're simply going to hug an imaginary tree and bring it back. Now, if you can, we're going to keep that hand onto the waist, hug an imaginary tree, and resist it open. Hug an imaginary tree, so with a little bend into my elbow, resist, resist, resist. So I really want you to focus on the opening through the front of the chest, and hug an imaginary tree, and resist. So the tighter you make this, the more challenging it is going to be. And hug an imaginary tree, keep pushing your pubic bone forwards, hug an imaginary tree, and just one more, hug and open. Let it come all the way down. We're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So slowly from here we'll take a little grip, and you're going to take your hand onto your waist, elbow stays nice and high, and we simply reach up, bring it back, reach up, resist it back. So try and keep that elbow up towards the ceiling so we've got stability of the shoulder, and resist, reach up, and resist. I'm going to do one more in this position, but I'm going to demonstrate it now using the other band so that you can just get different views of how we want this to be. So from here, we are reaching up, resist it back, reach it up, resist it back, reach and resist, reach, 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 and resist. Keep pushing that pubic bone gently forwards, and resist. We'll just do one more, reach and resist. Reach it up, carefully bring it all the way down and around. Now if you wanted to, you could use your loop for your hand, and just bring it around like so. And if I wanted that to be tighter, I could either go further forwards, or I could take a little bit more grip onto the band. And so I'm going to try and use my loop, just so that I don't have to think about gripping with my hands so much. So we're going to hug an imaginary tree, notice how there's a little bend into the elbow, and open, open, open. Hug the imaginary tree and open. If it's easier for you, you can use both hands. If you get a better visual doing that. Close and open. Really getting the body to stabilize itself. Really feel that lovely opening through the front of the chest. Notice how there's a little bend in the elbow as we bring it back. The opening is coming from the chest, not just through the elbow joint. Resist, 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 and close. We'll do two more. Resist, 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 and close. One more, open, 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 and close. Slowly from there, let it come down. We're now going to come down onto our sides. So, band is all set. We're going to do a little bit of single leg and bottom. So I'm going to take that loop and I'm going to put it around my top foot. So you will look like so. Okay, now obviously the further away I move from my fixing point again, the more challenging this is going to be because we get more tension. You can rest your arm out like so, or bend, or in front, or here, or whatever feels best to you. It's entirely up to you. And reach that top hip away from you. So we're imagining we have that little ice cube underneath our waist. My underside leg is in a bent knee position. I'm pushing the big toe away from me, little toe towards me, and trying to keep my leg pretty much at hip socket height. Now slowly from there, the leg will come forwards, but only as far as you can keep your pelvis stable. From the underside of your bottom, you're going to pull back, 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 back. And again, hand onto top hip if you can. Keep pushing that top hip away from you. Or if you feel a little wobbly, you can have that hand in front of you. Pull from the underside of the bottom. And remember the resistance against the band as you bring the leg forwards. Keep thinking that your top seat bone reaches away from you. Your rib cage is soft, your neck is long, your jaw, your teeth, your eyeballs, everything is very relaxed in your face. We'll just do one more. And on this next one, we're going to pull the leg back. We're going to lift it up as high as we can, around, and again, pull it back, up and around. And the beauty of not having to hold your band, just like the leg circles on our back, means that you really can focus on your form elsewhere. And around, and pulling it back. We're going to do 4 going the other way. So as the leg comes forwards, you don't tuck the tail underneath you. Pull from the underside of the bottom, around, 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 around. And again, bringing it all the way back and around. Let's just do 2 more. Forwards, really stabilizing that pelvis. And keep breathing all the way around and pause. Now reach that leg away from you. We're going to come into a little internal rotation without drawing the hip, with the internal rotation. Bring the leg a touch forwards, lift 10 and 9, 8 and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Back to parallel, bring it back. I'm just going to do a little knee bend, reach it out with a flexed ankle. Just 3, reach it out. 1 more, and reach it out. Slowly from there, bring it in, take that band off, come onto your back, and we're going to do a little piriformis stretch. So from here, this might be enough for you, just rolling a little away from the stretch. But if you want to, you can lift up. We've done these so many times. And again, just rolling a little away from the stretch if that feels like it's a beneficial stretch or addition to the stretch. And again, breathe all the time. Try not to flatten out your low back. Slowly from there, lift head, neck and chest, and we're going to slowly bring it all the way back up. We're going to do the other side. So I'm going to lie in a slightly different position. As you place the band around, try and take it as far down your foot as you can manage. Obviously, arm outstretches or bend your elbow, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Reach that top hip away from you. And you're going to slowly from there, allow yourself to draw the leg forwards. And from the underside of your bottom, pull back. And again, draw the leg forwards. And from the underside of the bottom, pull back. Leg comes forwards and pull back. Remember the position of your top elbow. And you'll hopefully see here that the pelvis is not rolling forwards with the direction of the leg. So you're trying really hard to keep that pelvis as stable as possible. And again, we'll just do 1 more. And on this next one, you're going to lift up, around, no lower than about hip socket height, and back. Lift it up and around, pull it back, and again, up and around. From the underside of your bottom, you pull back, up, and around. So you're really working from the underside of the bottom, those glutes, and from there we do 4 the other way. Up, around, pull back, reach into your heel. Up, around, and reach. Up, around, and reach. We'll just do 1 more. Keep that neck beautifully long and lengthened all the way around, and pause. So we have the leg in alignment. You're going to slowly from there come into an internal rotation. Let the leg come a little way forwards, and we pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Slowly from there, pull it back again, and you're just going to bend and reach away. 1, breathe out. 2, and our last one, reach out. 3. Slowly from there, bend the knee, take that strap off, and we're going to lie on our back, And just do a little bit of piriformis stretch again. So you can either be nice and flat with the foot, or you can lift it up, whichever works best for you. This might be enough, arms can be out to the side, you might just take a little roll away from that stretch, or we've lifted and we've taken that little stretch across. Hold and breathe. And then slowly from there, nice little transition, lifting head, neck and chest up, little rocking actions, like a little massage for your back as we bring it all the way up. And we're just going to take a little stretch, a rectus femoris stretch, that is big muscle down in the front of the leg. We've done lots and lots of these, but this time, if you can, we're going to bring one foot forwards, the hands come back behind, like so, and we're just going to draw the hip bones lightly backwards and start to lift up. So you should feel that through the front of your quad. Now if you just keep doing that, if that doesn't work for you, then you can always come down and do this little stretch here. Okay, keeping the knee in alignment with the hip socket, taking length into the thigh bone and lifting a little up. That is always an option for you. Or this is where we were, giving you a slightly different angle again. Hands come back, hip bones pull back a little, and we lift up. Just gently. So you should feel this all down here. And then when you come out of that, draw the leg to the center, and we'll do exactly the same on the other side. So again, you can always do it in a prone position, bringing the foot forwards, hands come back behind you, and you'll draw your hip bones lightly backwards. Slowly from there, almost squeezing the bottom cheek on the side that you're stretching. So if I'm stretching my right side, and give your bottom cheek a little squeeze on that side. Allow it to come down again. And again, draw the hip bones lightly backwards, lift up, and squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Slowly let it come down, and we're going to come down into prone. Now I'm going to take my band back again, so untie it from its purchase point, and we're just going to use it gently behind us. This is our last exercise. So carefully come down onto your tummy. We have stretched out the front of the leg, so it should be feeling quite good. And we're going to take the band behind us. I'm not doubling it over at all. And I'm just going to hold it with my palms facing downwards. Now don't have your legs too wide. Just think about length through your thigh bones. The pubic bone gets a little heavier. And I'm going to slowly start to just open my collarbones out a little to the side. The head will lift up so that it becomes level with the rest of the spine. And as those collarbones have opened out to the side, it becomes a little easier to just pull out on the band a little. And if you wish, you can lift the band up a little. As the pubic bone gets heavier, I'm going to lengthen the spine more, almost allowing my ribs to draw up to the top of my mat. Allow the arms to come up a little, and let it come all the way back down. And again, we'll repeat. Thigh bone's beautifully long and lengthened, the pubic bone is weighted. The collarbones begin to open out to the side. The arms may lift slightly there, and let your head remain in alignment with the rest of the spine. Keep the weight through the pubic bone. As you're breathing, perhaps an exhale, the eyes may look a little further ahead, drawing the rib cage forwards, and the arms might lift a little. And lower back down. I'm going to put the band to the side. I'm just going to do a little swan. We'll begin easy, with the hands either side of the mat, the nails level with about the top of the head. Same principles, long thigh bones, heavy pubic bone, head, neck and chest lifts a little, And then the eyes start to come forwards, pulling the ribs forwards and up with them. And see if you can straighten those arms as best you can. Now keep the pubic bone weighted, really heavy. Bend at your elbows and bring it down. If you'd like to make it slightly more challenging, nails level with top of the shoulders and your hands this time come onto the mat. If not, keep it at the previous level. Slowly from there, I'm going to keep length in the thigh bones, pubic bone weighted, 2 newspapers under the armpits, elbows reaching downwards towards my feet. The eyes begin to move forwards, and the rib cage follows forwards and up as we push into the arms, really feeling that lovely stretch. Pubic bone is weighted throughout. Bend the elbows to bring it all the way down. Hands come back, slowly push yourself up, and from there, just curl your tail a little underneath you, rounding your back. Push the head and tail a little away from each other. And then tuck the toes underneath, an upside down V, push those heels right down, and spike your seat bones up. A little articulation through the feet, by doing walking or running in place. Reach and reach, reach and reach. One more each side. Keep spiking the seat bones, and then just pushing one heel down, releasing the other up. Head is heavy, and switch. Push the heel down. Push them both down. Walk the hands to the feet or the feet to the hands if you can. You might want to bend your knees and just let your head hang. Big inhale as you slowly restack the low back, middle back, upper back, and eyes. As we began, arms come up. Reach away, just allowing those shoulders up. Bring it down to come over.